And now Pronax is the only man standing. He's off at the side. He's got a molly. This could be perfect to stop this defuse. He tosses it out there. That's going to slow things down. Tries to buy him time. Skadoodle will get him and the orb. Have they got time? They're just going to sit and burn. Sit and burn. He goes down. They all go down. Pronax gets all three of them with the molly.
CSGO has many legendary names, but some legends have been forgotten.
He sees them down there, straight headshot, they have no idea. Smith's looking confused and dazed, and there's gonna be a follow-up headshot on a five-star. You've gotta be kidding me, takes down Hiroshima.
But Pronax is gonna play really smart in the site and probably just kind of maneuver around the pillar until he plants the bomb.
All right in front of him, Snacks tries to put it down, but he will be dropped here. 8-7 in favor of fnatic at the end.
It's attempted here, Dosha, he gets the kill, and that's the only thing that matters. Markolov can now just wait. Pronax tries to pick it up, he's gonna make it around the corner, and he will get the plant.
Incredible, just with the last second, and then the Molotov goes down, and Pronax does it! Ace!
Dropping happy, and he goes down, and that's a great turnaround, but Pronax is great, Skelly, and Apex is so good. Allows for us to get by, walks out, cold as ice, and it's going to be 11-4.
Pronax is a 3-time major champion, something few pros can ever hope to achieve. But his name doesn't mean what it once did.
But I always said to myself, if I cannot compete to become the best, I would rather stop, because I don't want my career, the whole thing I built up for 17 years, to remember like a Pronax.
Pronax had to choose between following his dreams and keeping his legacy from being destroyed.
Winning can't be the thing that drives you, always.
In 2015, Fnatic were on top of the world.
Guys, please put your hands together for your ESL 1 Katowice champions!
They won 2 back-to-back CSGO majors, a first in the history of the game. But Katowice and Cologne weren't even their first major wins. A slightly different lineup picked up Fnatic's first major win 2 years earlier at DreamHack Winter.
And JD, all they have to do is just wait and buy time, and there it is. They win it, and look at them. Even Khan jumping up, one of the most composed people, I think, in Counter-Strike. Complete celebration.
But before that major, Fnatic were struggling, and they were looking for an experienced leader who could show them the way. And just 2 weeks before DreamHack, they found their man.
When I joined, I think it was, they didn't really have an IGL at all. They didn't have someone that actually put time into thinking about different strategies, how to approach the game. They were just kind of mostly joining the server, playing.
Pronax started playing 1.6 in 2007, so by the time he switched over to CSGO, he had plenty of experience. And it wasn't long after his switch that Fnatic offered Pronax a job as their new IGL. And in one of his first tournaments with the team, Pronax's smart, decisive leadership brought Fnatic their first major win.
Yeah, the first major, I will never forget it. Like, when I had been playing CS for probably 10 years without ever winning a big tournament. So it was definitely like just a huge mountain that just dropped off your shoulders, because all of us had been. It was a dream come true, to be honest. It's hard to describe how it feels. You're just there in the moment, and everything else disappears, basically.
Pronax may have started his time on Fnatic with a bang, but 2014 proved to be a year of growing pains for the team.
And Fnatic playing it out really defensively right now.
Cajun falling down, there's Sibnix with the kill. It's back to a 2-on-2, but the position here from Schneider, it's not going to be easy. They must know he's up here. They spotted him already. Schneider goes down, and Dignitas, they're going to pick up the round. Fnatic, they could not make it work. Oh, what an upset.
Fnatic just wasn't performing up to par, so they went through a roster shakeup, adding Olafmeister and Krims. And that switch was the start of something incredible.
It's Dupree and AZ versus Flasher and Krims for the round. Not much time left. Fnatic will get AZ. Flasher gets the frag. Dupree now 1-on-2. The bomb defuse has to happen. Flasher gets it. In they go. Fnatic are going into the final. Can you believe it? What play from Fnatic?
and they're both tagged up. Seized does wrap around through long, but Fnatic aren't playing for long. They are going to look back in time, and now Seized is caught out completely in the open, but Zeus turns it into a 1v1. Flusha alive on A slope, trying to hold as best he can. Zeus jumps down, tries to find the angle, but Flusha instantly reacts, playing for the bomb, just trying to burn as much time off of this clock, and Zeus will go down. Fnatic take it 16-14 in the 30th round of the last map. They take the title away, and Na'Vi will have to settle for second place.
ESL 1 Katowice was Fnatic's first big triumph in 2015.
And he's back on it. He's got the kid. He's holding it down. I'm not sure there's enough time. Fnatic, they do it!
Ladies and gentlemen, your ESL 1 Katowice champions are Fnatic!
But they didn't stop there.
Bialy still this last line of defense, essentially, because Crims takes out Taz, and Pasha with the flank onto Cat. This could be a huge moment for him. If he can actually get a kill, defend this plant, this would be big. JW takes out the long man, but Pasha's now giving away his position, and the plant, it's being defused right now. Nothing that Pasha could do. They will be able to pick up yet another title in the year of 2015. Fnatic with a dominant 3-0 win in the finals.
They have to bring it back. The bomb is going to go down. The crowd is chanting in the background. You can hear it. They want it. The home crowd here. He's going to walk in, but he gets down by Crims, and now it's just up to Flamey. Last man in a 1v3, and Fnatic have done it. They win DreamHack Summer 2015.
The next major, ESL 1 Cologne, turned out to be a historic tournament for Fnatic and Pronax.
There's a bit of a chance for a Kali shot there, but he's going to be walking up. They don't know where he is. Pronax spots it. Kyoshima, he can't clutch it. Pronax takes him down. What a quick peek, and that's going to be Fnatic winning a very critical pistol round. I don't think there's any chance. Flusha looking to end this. It's going to be a third title for Fnatic. They win a third major championship in global offensive.
Fnatic are indeed your ESL 1 Cologne 2015 champions, winning back-to-back ESL events, but of course, more importantly, winning back-to-back majors. Now 3 major titles in their trophy case.
Fnatic's win in Cologne marked the first time any CSGO team had ever won 2 majors in a row. And on top of that, 3 major wins was more than any other team had. It took years for a team to beat Fnatic's record. Olofmeister, JW, Flusha, Crims, and Pronax. They were CSGO's Swedish dream team. And Pronax was the masterful IGL leading the best team in the world.
Famous in-game leader, he reads them up incredibly well. Of course, it's Pronax.
But nothing lasts forever.
I had a problem with my wrist. I couldn't practice as much, and I think some of the players, they wanted me to play more, but I couldn't, and it was just frustrating for everyone involved, I think.
He's had his moments, and he's shown that he can frag, but if you're not going to be a hardcore fragging kind of in-game leader, you know, in the kind of Fallen, Glaive vein, you need to bring something else to the table. And for Pronax, it was clever strategies and knowing how to use his team. But as the game progressed, CSGO progressed, it became faster, it became a bit more frag heavy. If you can't frag in this day and age, even as an in-game leader, it's not going to cut it.
The empire that Pronax helped build was crumbling around him.
Envious, now the push comes around the back. Crims, he might get shot in the back, and there it is! Envious will take it! 16-9! It looked like the dream might have died on train. We then pushed to Inferno, and the dream became even more of a nightmare. But they pushed back here in map 5. They will take it out here at EGX, the G50. I present to you your champion of champions. It is Envious!
Neo's still holding onto that scout, but he's playing from that car position. Yep, they gotta go. This is gonna be a commit. Mid-B split. Again, Pasha's there, but he's smoked this time. So now it comes down to Snacks, who's managed to pick up 1. They will at least force Taz back in the site, but Pasha's gonna come into this any second and will. Above the smoke, he takes down 2, and it'll wrap it up. Virtus Pro are going to the finals against TSM, and Fnatic, they'll bow out in 3rd place of the event.
And the fight continues. Rotation coming in from Envy. They know exactly where that bomb is. Apex going to be spraying around the corner. Drops 1, and Crims is going to go down. Envy are on to the semi-finals here, defeating Fnatic 16-2 at the CSGO Major. What an utterly grotesque performance from the Frenchman.
The Cluj-Napoca Major was the last time Pronax ever played with Fnatic. Exactly 2 years after joining Fnatic as their IGL, Pronax's journey with the team was over. But he wasn't kicked for underperforming. In fact, he says he left because he was bored of winning.
First of all, I actually thought about leaving Fnatic for a long time because when I joined Fnatic, I had one goal. We wanted to be the best team in the world. And we managed to reach that goal, and after that it was like the passion died within the team. We didn't have that much fun anymore when we traveled. It was more like, okay, now we're going to this tournament, then we go home, and then I just woke up every day practicing, doing the same thing, and it wasn't fun. And so I just wanted a new challenge.
For many, the obvious next step would have been retirement. Pronax had already achieved anything a CSGO player could ever hope to achieve, and his legacy was secure. But Pronax had other ideas.
I've always done things my way, and I always wanted to create my own organization. So I didn't have I had already played for Fnatic, and in my eyes, Fnatic was one of the biggest organizations in the world, or if not the biggest. There's definitely, I could have joined FaZe at times, probably.
Obviously, this is just speculation, but I think that Pronax was also trying to see into the future in terms of, right, he saw where the game was going. He saw that he was having more trouble keeping up. And I think for Pronax, Godsent was probably a play to try and get into the business aspect of things of the esports side and to play for the future, right? Could see maybe that the writing was on the wall in terms of him being a player. And so perhaps he was trying to set himself up for what's the next step in his career. And that could be potentially, becoming a member of the back office or the front desk, right? Instead of being a player.
Godsent was Pronax's baby, built by him from the ground up. And he was determined that he could climb back up to the top with any roster.
I always want to win, but at the same time, I didn't create the team with the mindset that we're gonna win another major. I definitely want to do it. But for me, I tried to be reasonable. I wanted to create a team that could be good, that's also is marketable. Because for me, it was always about Godsent from that point.
But running an org and playing at the same time was a lot to handle.
I was both focusing on the organization and focusing on trying to come back as a player. I think I took too much on my shoulders for myself, considering where I was in my life at the time.
Pronax found himself in unfamiliar territory, and the learning curve was steep. Pronax was an experienced leader, but he was just one man.
Can he save the semi-finals? He's being tanked up from short, picked off through the wooden panels, and Get Right will secure the semi-finals for NIP. They go through to the finals to face off against Na'Vi.
Ready for any sort of push from Pronax. Surely he's not going to expect anybody to be here. Nice, easy kill. One more kill towards that sort of position where they are going to be knocking Godsent out of the tournament. 2 players remain, JW and Crims, making their way in. It's all going to be down to Crims. He's got to try clutches with the UMP. He's going to find himself a second, looking for the third, but the bomb is now ticking away. Does have himself a kit. The afterplant should be enough. I think they know this is over, and that is it for Dignitas. They have done it.
It's all Necro again with his AK, 34 health left, he's been spotted, and he gets fragged. It's gonna go the way of Gambit, and he can see how much that comeback means to them. Godsent had this game in their hands.
Godsent's best placement during Pronax's time actively playing for the team was 9th, 11th at the E-League Major 2017, where North sent them packing before the quarterfinals.
This is big though. Pronax flank, he's been quiet all game, finds one, elects to go for a flash early, that gives him just the kill, and it's all on Schneider to try and force out double overtime, or North will rally back, similar to what Envious did in the qualifier from 0-2 to make the playoffs, and they've done it. Magisk! And they are ecstatic.
After a string of disappointing results, Pronax decided to leave Godsent and try his luck elsewhere.
The team decided basically that they wanted to try something else, and even as I wasn't gonna force anyone to play with me, basically. And at the time, I was kind of fed up with everything as well.
But Pronax's stints with Digital Chaos and Ancient were both short and disappointing.
One-on-one with Palf. He's trying to hide, saw that foot. He just gets him. Now Palf has fallen and Arch has done it. 4K on the pistol round, 16-0. Ancient out. Team YP to Columbus.
Yeah, I mean, that was a rough one to watch, man.
Years after his legacy was destroyed by disappointing results and forgettable teams, Pronax was finally ready to retire. Pronax's retirement match was kind of a bummer. Ancient, playing under the name Godsent, lost to Gambit Youngsters at Copenhagen Games 2019. And just like that, Pronax said goodbye to professional CSGO for good. Reaction to his retirement was mixed. Some people paid tribute to his legendary past as one of the best IGLs to ever do it. Others wondered why he stuck around for so long without retiring on top.
You want to give it the last chance, obviously. If you cannot, then at some point you can step down yourself and saying, well, I can't do this anymore, I really can't improve myself and all that kind of stuff. So it's not about stopping at the top, it's more like giving the last chance you have to be at the top, and if it doesn't work, just stop.
Pronax's days as a player were over. But just because he wasn't playing anymore didn't mean he was leaving esports behind. Helping Godsent grow was what helped Pronax keep going long after his glory days on Fnatic. So Pronax knew what he wanted. Continue helping his org evolve.
So I just continued playing basically because I wanted to find a very good team for Godsent, and eventually I knew that I was going to replace myself regardless with someone that I thought could surpass me basically as an IGL. Now it didn't happen this way, but in my mind that was my plan basically.
Pronax returned to Godsent, but this time as a manager, putting his leadership skills to work behind the scenes.
Obviously, some players, as time moves on, yes, it's time to hang up the mouse. But I don't know I don't think Pronax overstayed his welcome per se, because when he goes down to Godsent, what's really expected of him, right? If he's in a Fnatic, then if he's in a tier 1 team holding that tier 1 team back, then yeah, he's going to get replaced or he needs to get replaced. But if he's in a Godsent, he's probably forming the next generation of tier 1 player at that point, and that can only benefit the CSGO scene as a whole.
Pronax sacrificed his personal legacy. Once, he was a legendary IGL with 3 major wins, but these days, he's not really remembered for that as much. He sacrificed it all to become part of something greater than himself. And no matter what anyone thinks of him now, Pronax has no regrets.
I could have retired when I was on my high, but for me, I've never seen my time is Fnatic as my legacy. It's definitely a part of my legacy. But like I said, for me it was always about my next step, which was Godsent. And if I had to sacrifice a bit of my own personal image to create Godsent, I don't mind that at all.
Like building barbecues down there. I'm sure the mic isn't picking it up, but they're literally building the barbecues in the courtyard right now. And they're just like fucking at all hours of the day, just drilling and sanding, and it's crazy. It's crazy. I just said that in front of a fucking recording microphone. I'm gonna sound like a fucking asshole. I'm just excited for them to finish barbecues down there. I want to fucking barbecue things.